Richard himself though has got flying DNA in his blood. His father Ken flew fast jets in the Royal Air Force and was involved in flying Hunter and Lightning aerobatic displays, and it just spread through into Richard as well, who after an engineering degree joined the RAF himself, flying the Tornadoes. And now you're just getting a taste of what this guy can do, coming in on his initial signature manoeuvre, a knife edge pass, now really warming this machine up. One of the most competitive and successful aerobatic aircraft of the last 50 years. A remarkable machine. And here he is inverted, doing a flat turn. And that smoke, all part of the environmentally efficient smoke that is used by most teams now. It's a form of Ondina. And of course you know about negative G now, that's when the blood rushes to your head. But this guy doesn't like to fly anywhere in a straight line. Even that was a curve, so he throws in where he can the initial couple of rolls and spins. You're going to see hammerhead manoeuvres, you're going to see gyroscopic manoeuvres. I'm just keeping an eye, I'm stretching my head out of the window here to catch this one as well, rolling all the way down there. And again, although is essentially this, he actually has a huge amount of power in a massive engine he's got on the front end, a 6-cylinder 8.5 litre Lycoming engine, giving him enormous power. You'll see it during the course of this display hover in the air, something quite extraordinary. Now this aircraft goes back to its design in the mid-1940s, when it dominated aerobatic competition at the outset. Curtis Pitts behind its original design, and then made famous by so many other performers during the course of the 40s. In the early days he used to put a skunk on the side of his aircraft, and one famous aerobatic performer, a lady in this case, named Betty Skelton, referred to her aircraft the Little Stinker. And if you're over in Washington, you can see that appropriately in an upside down position in the Smithsonian Museum at Dallas Airport. But these went on famously, especially through the 70s as well. Names such as Brian Lecombra and the Rossman's team, in terms of British Aerobatic Championships, feature in our memories. And Richard now bringing this into today's flying, about to position now, I think, for the first of his many hover manoeuvres, where he's literally just hanging on the gyroscopic power of the propeller itself. And no, not this one. He's getting one of the, no, he's going into it right now, just as I thought. And this is like a little hoverfly, isn't it? A little hummingbird just hanging in the sky there. Absolutely extraordinary, and unbelievable high angle of attack, almost vertical. The propeller there affecting the smoke trail as he literally glides it around. It heavily modified, I mentioned this, incorporating many designs that he thought of. You will recall his gaily coloured Union Jack Whiz aircraft that he used for the last 6 to 7 years now, an even greater step forward with this J-pit, as he calls it. The aim being eventually to fit 2 little jet engines to the forward part of the fuselage, giving that extra bit of power to go from the hover then vertically upwards. So this one's got even more wing area, massive ailerons, giving an amazing roll rate, and also better low-speed handling, as you've just seen. Descending back to his own smoke now in a spinning manoeuvre. Again, like putting yourself in a washing machine and selecting fast spin. These muscle biplanes, as they're referred to, a modified Pit Special S2S. But it's not like any other. can't buy this off the shelf as a result of the extensive modification program and the unique capabilities which Richard is now showing in his own personal and extraordinary range of aerobatics. Standard gear has been removed, the engine mount modified, titanium sprung gears there, and a new shaped carbon cowling that helps reduce weight and also improve the drag profile as well. It's got a modified rudder giving you much better yaw control on top of the wings and the engine that I've already mentioned. Why fly in a normal configuration when he's going vertically there, but pushing away from yourself a really, really hard maneuver. And again, you've got to train really, really well for this. You've got to be in physically tip-top condition as well as having an aircraft that matches that same level of expertise. And another signature, he likes to arrive horizontally on a knife edge, but they're climbing knife edge as well. And at low levels, horizontally, you can even make use of the fuselage to give yourself some extra lift as well. So just taking advantage of this height now to get a bit of engine cooling, just run through the checks again of temperatures and pressures and also his own position and tolerance, straps, anything in the cockpit, checking the airspace. This, the start of his tower of power. He'll dive down momentarily, the smoke is on, good indication of what's coming up next. Throw in quite a few rolls on his way down, building up both energy and speed for a massive climb following the final descent of this. Building up the speed now. Pulling up now in a hard and heavy G pull up. 5 or 6 G there, and then turning, spinning. Something we refer to as a lobchevak, a Czechoslovakian cocktail, otherwise referred to as a headache. Well, he's gone beyond that because he's just going to stay there now and using the gyroscopic power of the propeller, just hanging on and letting the aircraft drift down through its own smoke. Falling out of that, but under complete control. Repositioning. Using that energy there, coming out of all the descents to enable him to get through another set of maneuvers easily as he climbs the aircraft away. A whole repertoire of amazing maneuvers here after years of dedicated, intense, passionate application of both aircraft design and also personal human physical performance. Again, switching, turning, flicking the rolls as he goes up, and then turning it straight into a short spin. A lot of activity in the cockpit. You can't imagine really on the ground here just how physical the activity is for him in the cockpit, both with the use of controls and also stressing and straining his own body at the same time. Repositioning now back at low level, most certainly where I suspect he'll connect into another knife edge. Now here's an opportunity, you may think he can't see you, but actually when he goes into the position he'll just get it stable now horizontally, using a bit of that fuselage for some extra lift. He can look out of the top of the canopy, I should say, and he's giving you a little look now, so please give him a wave. This is Richard Goodwin, not quite finished yet, but almost there. And what a remarkable flight that is. machine, really, and you just sit in it, you're totally part of it. It's almost as if the airplane and pilot are thinking and feeling exactly the same, and that's what he is. He's truly part of his aircraft throughout the course of this display. Back into extraordinarily slow flying. And that's 6.5 meters. Standing on the aircraft at the side. Really fast. So in the middle of all that, he's just giving a cloud-based check to traffic managers at the same time. And I think concluding his display now, just signing off as I hear in the background with the air display managers. Exhausting just watching that, isn't it?
Do you know, it always amazes me when you see a display like that, they tumble